Merhaba YouTube ALSENYAZ Oyun kanalına hoş geldiniz. Ben İsa, Vampyr serisine kaldığımız yerden devam ediyoruz. İyi seyirler, başlayalım. Görevlerine bakalım. Orada niye şey yapamıyorum ya? Gezemiyorum. Böyle gezeriz. Bu kadar da büyük değilmiş aslında. Neyse. Benim orayı buradaki yerleri de açmam lazım aslında. Ve böyle mal hasta. Ona ilaç götürmem lazım. Onun haricinde buradaki hastalar. Buna soğuk algınlığı ilacı lazım. İyileşiyor. Bana baş ağrısı tedavisi lazım. Bunlar da hasta bayağı. Şimdi malzemelere bir bakalım. Sodyum bilmem neden bir tane var mı bakalım. Nereden bakıyoruz? Bundan 104 tane almış. Bayağı var. Bu şeylerden yok ama var. Sodyum hipoklorit. Tamam. Potasyum permanganat. Galiba bunun sadece bundan eksik. Yo, bu da var. Ben anlamadım bunu ya. Bunun gereken malzemeler bende var ama nasıl üreteceğimi bilmiyorum. Orada XP'yi kullanmıyorum bilerek. Bu hasta olan zamanla büyük ihtimalle ölçü kullanırsın. Zaman geçtiği için önce onlara ilaç üretmem lazım.
Strickland's project could be dangerous. I have a mind to report him to Dr. Aykroyd.
Şimdi ilk olarak yorgunluk tedavisinden kaç tane lazım ona bir bakalım. Kimmiş? Evet, tamam, bunu biliyorsun. Tamam, bir tane yorgunluk tedavisi. Tamam, bir yorgunluk tedavisi, bir soğuk algınlığı. Tamam, onları üretelim ilk. Tamam, bu var zaten. Bunun baş ağrısı için bir şey lazım. Ondan da şu an üretemiyoruz. Tekrar. Yorgunluk 3. Yorgunluk 4. Tamam 4 tane daha yapacağız. Migren tedavisi ilacı lazım. Migren 1, soğuk 2. Migren 1, bronşit 1, soğuk 2. Şeyi de üretemiyoruz galiba. Bronşit vardı galiba. Ya bakayım yanlışlık olmasın. Bronşit 1. Bronşit de. Bronşit, migren ilacı üretemiyoruz. Tamam, bronşit ilacı lazım. Bronşit ilacı üretmiştik galiba. Aynen üretmişim. Bir tane daha üretelim. Aynen ya, migren ilacı üretemiyor. Şuranın açılması lazım. Tarifi nasıl öğrenebilirim acaba? Elimizdeki fazla silahlar arasında satabiliyorsak biz satalım. Şimdi bu bölgede iyileştirebileceğimiz biri var mı? Tamam, burada değiliz. Buradayız. Tamam, soğukla baş ağrısı. Bunun için ilacımız yok. Tamam, bunun olduğu yere dönüp soğuk algınlısı tedavisi uygulamamız. Gel Pipa Hawkins. Tamam, bu hastanedeki kadın. Ben diğer şu kadınla karıştırdım. Pipa Hawkins galiba bu şoför abimizin şeyiydi. Karısıydı.
I need to talk to you, Edgar.
Please do so.
Nurse Crane will not be returning to Pembroke Hospital.
Oh, really? Did something happen? She seems such a very capable woman.
She was blackmailing Lady Ashbury. Thought she was murdering patients as some sick upper-class game.
Nurse Crane was playing a dangerous game. She's lucky Lady Ashbury abhors violence.
So you manage a hospital financed by a vampire?
Yes, Pembroke was founded by Lady Ashbury. She's also our largest donor.
If I may inquire, how did you meet her?
Well, Jonathan, she sought me out and offered me the position. It's been a very profitable partnership for both parties.
A convenient yet expensive way to have a fresh supply of blood on hand, day and night, don't you think?
All vampires drink blood by nature. Me, I praise the lady's exemplary moral fiber.
Do you know anything about the vampire hunters in the East End?
Without a doubt, it's the Guard of Prewen. Zealots to the last man.
They're definitely well organized and equipped.
They're extremely dangerous and not to be trifled with. To them, you're a feral beast, and I, your accomplice.
Where do they come from?
Once they shared the Brotherhood's ideology on non-intervention, but they concluded vampires were a scourge.
We'll talk later.
Alabileceğimiz bilgileri aldık. Güzel.
Good evening, Nurse Brannigan.
Good evening, Doctor.
Yok, sağlıklı.
Goodbye, Nurse. Call me if you need assistance.
O zaman hastanenin içinde bir tane daha arıyoruz orada. Başka yok. Nerede o?
Good evening, Nurse Hawkins.
Good evening, Dr. Reed.
Do you need medical help yourself, Nurse?
I'm afraid I've contracted some illness, Dr. Reed.
Not under my watch, Nurse. Take this. You'll feel better.
Thank you, Dr. Reed.
Goodbye, Nurse Hawkins.
Bu arada bir önceki bölümde şeye dikkat ettiniz mi bilmiyorum. Bu vampir ordusu kurma olayı vardı. Eğer ileride bu yine seçenek olarak çıkarsa belki vampir ordusu kurabiliriz ya. Böyle bir şey düşünmüyorum, sonradan vazgeçtim aslında. Kursak daha güçlü bir şey olur. Tek savaşçı ama vampir ordusu olur. Bunlarla bir savaş. Daha güzel olur. Bakalım. İleride eğer öyle bir seçenek çıkarsa vampir ordusu kurarım. Bu abimizin olduğu yere de gitmemiz lazım ama buraya nasıl gideceğimi bilmiyorum. Ne olarak geçiyordu bura? Rıhtım. Rıhtıma nasıl gidebiliriz? Bura. Tam böyle gideceğiz. Şuradaki köprüden geçince gidebilirim. Böyle mi? Aynen. Bölüm belki biraz uzun olabilir arkadaşlar ama yapmak zorundayım. Bu ilaçları da şey yapmadan eğer XP'yi basarsam seviye atlamak için bu hastalar öldürülünce de galiba doğru anladıysam oyundaki yani yaratıklar her yere yayılıyor. Yayılmaması için bunu yapmamız lazım. Gelmiştik.
Stupid beast! Get your weapons ready! Die, vermin! Steady, boys. We've got one of them. Yeah. Yeah.
Tamamıymış lan bu. Ne diyor?
Someone's playing around with this way. Now I'm gonna find out who.
Kimmiş?
Good evening, sir.
Who the fuck are you? Don't you see I'm busy here?
Dr. Jonathan Reed, that's who I am. And who are you?
Ah, some fancy gentleman we've got here. Clear off. We don't want strangers on our streets.
So you won't tell me your name, then?
The name is Booth Digby. Maybe I'll ask my boys to break one or two of your bones, just so you remember it.
Are you some kind of vigilante patrolling these streets at night?
Something like that, but the police aren't in charge here. We are, see?
Tam bunun kanına emmelik var. Bunu aslında tezlikle şey öldürebilir.
So, tell me about your gang, then.
What? Have you got a death wish? You really want me to answer that?
Well, yes. You seem so
Öldüreceğim.
proud of your status. Why not tell me who you're working for?
İkisini de
Oi,
şey yapın.
I'm the boss, all right? The wet boot boys work for me. All of them. Situation round here is better than other districts because of us. Because of me.
So you're a concerned criminal, is that it?
Using funny jokes about me and my boys, are you? Fuck. You must have some balls.
I saw many men like you during the war, Mr. Digby. Greedy little cockroaches who feed on despair.
I could kill you for saying that. But, nah. You've been a soldier. I can respect that.
Seni öldüreceğim ama.
What can you tell me about this part of town?
Things ain't that bad, thanks to us. We give people what they need, and we control this borough.
Well, you're not doing a very good job. People are still dying here like everywhere else.
Yeah, well, we can't be everywhere all the time. And Edwina says if we can find more guns, we could be more efficient.
More efficient? Really? You should probably tell Edwina that guns are useless against diseases and infections.
Incredible. You know what? You're lucky she can't hear you right now. She's more smart than patient. My sweet queen of the docks.
Ben bunu öldürürüm ya. Aa, şey... Yetmiyor yani, cezbedemiyorum.
Goodbye.
İleride bir gün şeyim yatar da yine yolun buraya düşerse ben seni öldürmesine iyi bilirim.
Perhaps we should have listened to what the idiot had to say first.
I cannot enter.
Şey değil mi ya? Şu dünya değil mi? Oyunun başındaki ilk kapıştığımız zaman burada kapışmıştık yanlış hatırlamıyorsam. Çünkü burada benziyor ya. Yok aslında doğru.
It's locked, all right.
Şu an bu arada nereye gittiğim konusunda hiçbir fikrim yok. Hepimizden şaşmıyoruz demek. Kısmı getirmiş. Batı rıhtımında bir işim yok. Onun rıhtımı girdince
The epidemic, no one dares go outside.
Good evening, Tom.
Good evening, sir. How are you tonight? Back to the docks, are we?
You remember me then?
Of course I do. You're that man who seemed so lost when he entered my bar a few nights ago.
Thank you for your hospitality. I'm Jonathan Reed, by the way.
I'm still Tom Watts. Welcome back, Doctor.
What can you tell me about this part of town?
It's not that bad. Thanks to people like the sad saint of the East End.
Who?
Sean Hampton, our own private holy figure. Few are foolish enough to make peace with the gangs. Sean is one of them.
How is it you can keep this place open? This part of town doesn't seem particularly safe.
Well, since everybody needs a drink, my pub is considered neutral ground by most groups.
I see. So you get pressure from all sides about how this place should be run, do you?
Or something like that. Nothing that a few wise words and a bottle of gin can't solve.
Since I'm here, is there anything I can do?
Well, perhaps, Doctor. Peace partly depends on my stock of gin.
With the epidemic, my supplies are running low.
How could a physician help you in this matter?
I have a small warehouse just past the quarantine line. Perhaps, with you being a doctor, you could go there and come back?
Doctors aren't immune to disease, you know. Very well. Show me where it is. I'll see what I can do.
Oh, thank you, sir. Here's the key to get in. You're about to save many dry throats.
You're something of a figurehead around here.
I'm only pouring alcohol for everyone to forget their troubles. Sean Hampton is the one giving them long-term hope.
Goodbye, Mr. Watts.
Times like these, a good drink's just as likely to cause a problem as to solve one.
Evening, miss.
Well, I never. That's a first. Customers who make that much mess rarely come back. Never mind in fancy togs.
I'm much more myself than when we first met. By the way, I'm Jonathan, Dr. Jonathan Reed.
Welcome back to the Turquoise Turtle then, Doctor. I'm Sabrina Cavendish. How can I help you?
What can you tell me about this area?
People don't appreciate that line of questioning round here. You best be more careful with what you say, sir.
You look concerned, Miss Cavendish.
This is a bad borough. Most people I know are afraid. Most locals will rob you blind, or worse. You best mind your step.
So you and your friends all feel in danger? No exceptions?
Tom's the only exception I've come across until now. But he's not like everybody else.
This place seems, how shall I put it, very colourful. I'm sure it has plenty of stories to tell.
We get people of all sorts here. It's that rare place in the docks where you can have a drink without being murdered. At least it's not happened yet.
Your boss must be quite the negotiator to force such an agreement.
Yeah. Tom's a great bloke. Mr. Hampton, who runs the night asylum, he's the only other man that's able to keep peace around here.
So this bar is neutral territory then?
Yeah. Tom's convinced this is something the locals need. No one ever draws a weapon here. That's one of the reasons I accepted the job.
Excuse my curiosity, but where exactly are you from, Miss Cavendish?
Something bothering you? What, my name? Or my complexion?
Believe me, I never judge someone on their place of birth or the colour of their skin.
If that's true, you'd be one of the few not to make fun of me. Just you, Tom, Dyson, Miss Fishburne, and of course Mr. Hampton.
I'm sorry if I worried you. I was just curious to find out if you know this part of town well.
Nosy. My dad was a sailor from Bombay, and my mum was a maid born up in Glasgow. They got married in London. And here I am.
Goodbye, Miss Cavendish.
Şu şey hastalarımızı iyileştirelim sonra yiyelim burada.
Good evening, sir.
Whatever.
Don't you recognize me? We met a few nights ago.
Don't take it personally. I spent a lot of energy forgetting what I did the night before.
Yes, you had definitely drunk too much then as well. I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed.
I'm Dyson Delaney. I'll try to remember you. This time.
Inebriation aside, do you need medical help?
Yes. I feel sicker than usual these days.
Take this, then. And perhaps you could try to slow down the alcohol intake, too.
Hey, Doc, you don't really want me to stop the only remedy I can afford.
What do you do for a living, Mr. Delaney?
I drink. I drink in the morning and at noon. I drink at night. And then I drink some more.
Why do you drink so much?
Maybe it's because I prefer dying slowly. Death can be so abrupt. Personally, I like to see mine coming at my own pace.
You sound very sad, sir.
That's because I am, Doc.
Don't you work at all?
I'd love to, but I don't have the time. Didn't I tell you? Drink in the morning and at noon. I'll drink at night.
Is there anything in particular that you like about this part of town? Except for the cheap drinks, I mean.
How dare you say such a thing? I love this neighborhood. So friendly, so joyful.
No reason at all to rejoice, then. Life is hopeless and then we die, is that it?
Let me tell you a story.
All right. Go on.
A few years ago, when I believed a resolute man could change things around here for good, a tragedy occurred nearby.
What kind of tragedy?
It was a bomb. Bomb that exploded and killed many people. Metal and blood everywhere. Shouts, fire, broken window of the shoe shop, the torn street light.
You lost people you loved that day, didn't you?
I've lost everything. But you know what the worst part is? I don't even remember where it happened. I've drunk so much to forget it, and now I can't remember where it was. I can't pay my homage to the dead.
I'm sorry, Mr. Delaney.
It's okay. If you ever find the place, just leave a flower for me there. Even if you tell me where it is. I'm not sure I'd memorize it.
Is there...
How dare...
Surely you must have had dreams and expectations when you were young, like everybody else.
Sure, I wanted things to change. To really change, and to change for good. The bigger the dream, the harder the fall.
Sounds like you were an idealist, which is honorable.
No, sir. I was an anarchist and I believed that exclusive property is a robbery in nature. I wanted a new world to rise from the ashes, Dr. Reed.
Do you really think the world is that bad?
No, I believe we all can choose to make it better. But most of us are too weak, too corrupt and too guilty. I failed for sure, but others will come.
I want to know more about your past as an anarchist, Dyson.
I'm still an anarchist, Doctor, make no mistake. I just reject violence as a tool to change the world, unlike my comrades.
Do you still see your comrades, then? Even if you don't agree with their methods anymore, I mean.
No. I hope they'll come to share my point of view one day. I'll raise my glass to that splendid idea.
Do you believe in a bloodless revolution, then?
I do not believe in much anymore, Doctor. But I'll admit I like your idea of peaceful change. I like it a lot.
Goodbye, Mr. Delaney.
Bunlar kimmiş lan? Bunların kim olduğunu bilmiyorum ben. Bunda soğuk algınlığı var. Bunun hastalığı var, belli değil. Bu şu dik konuşan eleman. Çetenin lideriyim falan diyordu. Tamam, bu eleman. Bunu öldüreceğim zaten. Şunu tanımıyoruz. Tamam. Şimdi buraya da bir yere gideceğiz ama önce bir görevleri yapmamız lazım. Şu an
Tom has so much alcohol, he could keep this district afloat for quite some time.
Welcome back, Doctor. What can I do for you?
You lied to me, Tom. Your warehouse wasn't empty. It was inhabited with armed vigilantes.
I'm sorry, Dr. Reed, but I thought those Pre-Wan guards would be willing to let someone like you pass without trouble.
That was devious of you, Tom. Next time you can bloody well go yourself.
I apologize, Doctor, but it's just that I prefer to avoid the law, its enforcers, and all manner of thugs in uniform.
Yamuk yaptın ha. Versek mi vermesek mi? Yamuk yapmış. Yani işi biz ne yapacağız ki?
Here is your booze. I hope it will appease your customers. Just try not to kill anyone with this poison of yours.
Believe me, Doctor, most of my customers are less agreeable when sober.
Goodbye, Mr. Watts.
He didn't deserve this.
Times like these, a good drink's just as likely to cause a problem.
İşte bak bu elemanı ben hiç tanımadım. Zamanı ilerlettiğimiz için bu kendi kendine öldü. Çünkü hiç görmediğimiz elemanlar bile ölüyor zaman ilerledikçe.
Hello, boy.
Hello. Good evening.
Did I scare you? You have nothing to fear from me.
No, it's just that people prefer to avoid me.
Well, I won't. I'm a doctor.
My name is Rufus, sir. Rufus Kingsbury.
What can you tell me about this region?
It's all about staying out of trouble. But since most people prefer to avoid me, it's pretty easy.
Why do people avoid you?
They call me Rufus the Curse. Around here, I'm a bit of a bad luck charm.
Have you ever thought about leaving?
Where else would I go? At least I know these streets and some people around here. This is my city, for better or worse.
What do you do around here, Rufus?
I listen to the news on the docks, sir. And I smile at those kind enough to spare me a bob.
Do you have a job?
It's hard to work, what with my head and all. Since I was a boy, I've always had trouble remembering what I do and why I do it.
What do people say about this place?
Things have been tense between the wet boot boys and the communists. They both feel they should run the docks.
animasyonu varmış ama ben onu üretemiyorum. Belki üretebiliriz de şu an yok.
Are you alone? Where is your family?
I don't have any. My parents are dead.
So you have no home? You're sleeping rough?
No. I mean, yes. I live on the streets. I have no home.
You should be careful, Rufus. There are things that lurk in the shadows of this city. Things that prey on the lonely and the desperate.
I've known worse. I'm not all alone. I have Mrs. Fishburne. She's been very kind to me.
Why do you think she's so considerate?
I can't say, sir. I guess she's a good soul. Sometimes it's like she replaces the mother I lost, even if we're not related.
So long, Rufus. Be careful. Take care.
Yaratık var mı?
Him.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening. Why must it always be a good evening?
I was just being polite. I'm Dr. Reed. I'd like to ask you some questions, if I may.
Don't like questions or doctors. And the name is Seymour Fishburne, if you must know.
Olmam gereken kişiler var galiba. Ve ters olanları direkt avlayacağım onu. İçeceğim.
What can you tell me about this part of town?
A shithole filled with maggots. Liars and thieves, all of them.
Are you thinking about someone in particular?
No. Hate them all. Especially these petty, whining little shitbag beggars.
Is there no one who deserves your leniency then?
Well, Tom from our local is somewhat of a decent bloke. At least, unlike most maggots, he knows how to listen without opening his trap.
What's your occupation?
I take care of my mum. It's what I do. She's the only good thing in my life. Even though I don't treat her so good.
You seem upset. Is something bothering you?
I lost the necklace I bought her. I'm a fucking idiot. A worthless idiot.
Sometimes it's hard to be a good son.
I just wanted to smile. No, I was thankful for her
Şimdi beni
patience,
kazandı.
appreciated like...
İlk başta ters davranmıştı. Ağlayacaktım, öldürecektim ama öyle annesine baktığı için şey yaptım yani, öyle işte. Şey yaptım. Dayadım için.
Goodbye, Mr. Fishburne.
Hypocrites, all of them. Maggots and liars.
Good evening, madam. I'm Dr. Reed. Could I come in?
Why? What do you want?
I work at the Pembroke Hospital. I'm investigating the flu epidemic in this area.
Oh, the Spanish flu. Well, that's quite liberal of you, Doctor. But this is no time to be knocking at people's doors.
The disease takes away the good people too, madam. Why not let me in?
It's Mrs. Fishburne. Stella Fishburne. And yes, indeed. Why not let a doctor in? Please don't stay too long, sir.
It's locked, all right.
So you have questions about the flu, then?
Yes, among other things.
Forgive my rudeness at the door. It's just my son doesn't like strangers coming in the house.
How is life around here?
Life has always been hard in the East End. But it's everywhere nowadays, isn't it?
Violence has always fed on poverty, don't you think? It's a cruel law of the human condition.
And selfishness is their rotten fruit. These days, you could just die in the gutter and no one will bat an eye.
Do you think the increase in violence has anything to do with the epidemic?
Don't know. But it's most likely linked to the gangs, if you ask me. Recently, it's like everyone has had to pick a side.
May I ask what you do for a living, Mrs. Fishburne?
Since my husband died, I worked at the Dawson Rope factory, but it closed before the war. I occasionally help at the night asylum, in exchange for food.
How do you pay the rent, then?
My Seymour works at the docks, just like his dad. He's very attached to the house he grew up in. It's not always easy, but we get by all right.
Did your husband die in the war?
Oh no, my Jack was a docker. He died when my Seymour was just a lad. The poor boy saw his dad slip and fall from that scaffolding.
The orphan that regards you as a mother. Please tell me about him, Stella.
You mean Rufus? I wish I could do even more for the poor boy. Most people are so selfish.
But you're not.
Years may have passed, but I haven't forgotten how it feels to go through days with nothing but an empty stomach.
Goodbye, Miss Fishburne. Take care of yourself.
Bu kadar hastalığı var mı?
What can I...
Yani bu kadar ablamız sağlıklı.
Good.
Please don't stay too long, sir.
I can feel it coming in my bones. A hatred. A wave of bitterness.
Evening, Rufus.
Evening, Mr. Rick.
Galiba başka birini bulmayacağız burada.
Hey, stop biting me. I'm not a piece of cheese.
olması gerektiğini bulamadım. Neyse bir ara uğrarız yine. Çok oyalandık. Karşıya nasıl bir geçişim acaba? Öyle geçemiyoruz. Şimdi nerede? Burada. O zaman tam tersi yapacağız. Evet. Aynen buradan köprüden geçelim.
Christ, he's dead! There's one of them vermin!
Hatırlamıyorsam kapalıydı, açılmış.
Stupid beast! Fuck it! Die! Over there!
Patlamanın olduğu yer burası. Burada bir yer.
Yes. The place has changed since the explosion, but it was definitely here. I should find some way to pay my respects.
Ne yapalım ki? Çiçek bulalım. Çiçeği nereden bulacağım?
May all who suffered from this tragedy find or rest in peace.
Tamam, şimdi yerine dur.
It's locked.
Fuck is fast! No!
Nereye açıyor acaba?
Sorry, sir. No, we crushed the lead! Shit, die, vermin!
İşime yarayacak bir şey bulsam aslında tutuyorum da yok ki. O kadar şey topluyorum, az topluyorum ama topluyorum. Bunlar da genelde çok öyle işime yaramıyor. Toplayacak daha çok toplayacağım. Demek ki yetersiz.
It's locked.
Kilitlerle nasıl açabiliyoruz acaba? Bunların büyük ihtimal anahtarları falan var bir yerlerde gizli. Onu bulursak şey yapabiliyoruz. Diye düşünüyorum. Yolda bir şeyler var mı? Bana gizli bir yermiş gibi geldi ama bir şey çıkmayabilir. Hadi şöyle epik gizli bir şey ver bana. Bu o kadar gezdiğime değsin. Yok ya hiçbir şey yok. Orada bir şey yok. Neyse çoktan görmüş olduk. Hiç uğraşmasın. Bu arada Can'a şu andakine iyi duruyor. Onun haricinde kırmızıyla turuncuyu geliştirmem lazım.
Good evening, Mr. Delaney.
What? Oh, you're that doctor.
I found the location of the explosion, Mr. Delaney. I placed a flower for you where it happened, just as you asked.
Really? That's so kind. I never thought someone would... Well, thank you, Doctor.
It's nothing, really. And I'm sorry for your loss.
What? No, I didn't know them. No car was supposed to park there that day. Stupid bastard, why did he park there?
You're the man who hid that bomb.
I don't want to talk about it. Leave me alone.
Neden içtiği belli oldu.
I want you to remember the bomb, Dyson. Tell me about it.
No, I don't want to remember it.
The victims. They were not the target then.
I spent so much time figuring out the perfect moment. I used a short fuse. No car had ever parked there. They all died.
Arkadaşlar,
Why use a
normalde
bomb?
bir boş fight yapmadan
What
bölüm
were
sonu
you
yapmam
trying to
ama bölüm
destroy?
galiba bayağı
The
uzadı.
Dawson & Dawson
Bölümde bir
ammunitions
bölüm sonu
factory.
yapar. Bir sonraki
Symbol of
bölümde
violence against the people.
ana
Our
hikayeden
group
devam
wanted
ederiz
to
onunla.
destroy it to send a message.
Bu kadar uzun sürdüğünü hiç fark etmedim yani. Şuraya bakmadım.
I sense your guilt, Dyson. Why is that? Did you not think violence was an acceptable political tool?
I still believe our fight was just. By killing an innocent couple who were just at the wrong place at the wrong time. No way.
You made a mistake. A terrible mistake. Maybe an unforgivable one. But that does not mean that you are a monster.
I swear I did not want to kill anyone. I did not hide in the shadow to kill on purpose. That's my only defense.
Goodbye.
Perhaps I should shut the turquoise for a time.
Evet arkadaşlar, burada bölüm sonu yapalım. Videoyu beğendiyseniz beğenmeyi, yorum bırakmayı, abone olmayı unutmayın. Bir sonraki bölümde görüşürüz. Kendinize iyi bakın. Hoşçakalın.